Happening now, a missing persons group is pushing to expand their efforts across the region. And what Board of Elections commissioners are saying about the rejected congressional maps with preliminaries on the horizon. Plus, we introduce you to a newly published photography book that's doing some good in the community.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Hello and thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Bronson Rasmussen filling in for Justin Gould. The latest local news is coming up, but first let's get a first check of our weather forecast with Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter. How's it going, Dakota?
Hey Bronson, nice to see you on the anchor desk once again, and today is another day of sunshine. We've got a lot of it to go through today, so you can see the Mill Creek Mall Sky Cam, and we've got a lot of blue sky showing today, so if you liked yesterday's weather, you are going to love today. You can see the satellite and radar composite not showing anything across the region, just our typical ground clutter pattern. That's it. So enjoy today. Temperatures are up a little bit from where they were yesterday. We only topped out at 43 degrees yesterday. Started the day at 30, 84, and 22 are the records. So through the afternoon, a rinse and repeat day like we had yesterday. This is still below average, but it will be milder. 50 at the immediate lakeshore to 58 while inland, with a light north wind averaging about 4 to 10 miles per hour. Now we do have a chance for another hard freeze tonight, so planners beware of that, but a little bit warmer air is on the way. We'll talk about it with that Ultimate Satellite Solutions 7-day forecast later on in the show. Bronson?
All right, thank you, Dakota. We'll see you then. A Faulkner man accused of raping a 14-year-old has been convicted in the case. The Chautauqua County District Attorney's Office announced Thursday that Devin Smith was convicted of third-degree rape, a Class E felony, and first-degree knowingly possesses dangerous contraband in prison, a Class D felony. Smith, prosecutors said, for sexual intercourse and other sexual contact with a 14-year-old in December of 2020. No other details of the investigation were revealed. Smith will be sentenced in June and could face 1 to 3 years in state prison on the rape charge and 1 to 4 years on the contraband charge per a plea agreement. A Dunkirk man was convinced of a felony weapons charge this week after police said he discharged a handgun on a city street last summer. The Chautauqua County District Attorney's Office says 32-year-old Eric Theret was convicted of the crime that took place in June of 2021. At the time, City of Dunkirk police said Theret fired a 9mm handgun in the 400 block of Main Street, Dunkirk. Theret was arrested following a short foot pursuit with responding patrol officers. The DA's office says Theret will be sentenced to 7 years in state prison, plus 5 years post-release supervision as a result of a plea deal he reached with prosecutors. A Jamestown-based group dedicated to finding missing people is expanding their efforts around the region. Mary Williams, founder of WNY Missing and Unidentified Persons Network, spoke with Warren Radio's Aaron Mee for this weekend's Community Matters program. Williams says the group of community volunteers are beginning to expand their reach to northwestern Pennsylvania by raising awareness to missing people around the region, including in Warren. In addition to raising awareness for missing people on social media, the group also hosts physical searches, like the recent effort in Jamestown, searching for 56-year-old Kevin Hornsberg. He was last seen on November 22nd on Prendergast Avenue in Jamestown, and may be in a confused state as he recently recovered from a coma and could be suffering side effects. Since the last publicized search in January, Williams has continued to work with police in their probe. In addition to the efforts to find Hornberg and others, William is also credited with assisting the Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office in connecting Marquita Mole's missing persons case to one of the 2 bodies found in the town of Portland last year. To hear more from Williams, tune into the Community Matters this Sunday at 8:30 a.m. on 92 Gold and Kinzu Country. After a New York court rejected congressional maps drawn by Democrats, many are left wondering how the state will move forward with the quickly approaching June preliminary. WNY News Now's Julia Gress is hearing from both the Republican and Democratic Board of Elections commissioners from Chautauqua County to see how the rest of the election session will play out.
Right now, it is the June 20th primary is on. It would be handling everything other than the congressional lines and the New York State Senate lines. And if that's the case, we would then have to fold forward, and they're talking August, for the potential primary of a congressional primary along with the New York State Senate position.
Election Commissioners Brian Abram and Luz Torres explained that if a candidate running for office is once again redistricted when the finalized maps are approved, their work is considered null and void.
What the guidelines are going to be, what the requirements are going to be is anyone's guess. But they need to figure it out quickly because, as things move forward, there's deadlines, there's overseas voters and military voters and things of that nature where we have federal laws that state you have to get a ballot out 45 days in advance. So the compliance becomes some sort of intertwined, if you will.
As of now, how a candidate would go about getting their name on a ballot after new lines are drawn, the date of a potential second primary, or if they will pause the June primary is unknown. With early voting, election officials say there is more time for preparation. However, if the primary is moved, the BOE will only have 2 months to make changes with limited poll workers.
If we do have two primaries and whomever is affected by the second primary, they would get a second announcement saying, oh, by the way, because we've already sent out the first card, you probably already have received one stating, a primary.
Senator George Borrello, an outspoken advocate against the gerrymandered maps, says this court ruling is a huge win for those who believe in the Constitution.
This was the highest court in New York State, the New York State Court of Appeals. And that court is all Democrats, all Democrat appointees. And they said unequivocally that these maps were gerrymandered.
Now, the maps will be drawn by a state Supreme Court judge and an independent political map maker from Pittsburgh in the hopes that an outside perspective will allow the maps to be fair. While this is happening, the senator hopes the primary election in June will be delayed.
I hope it goes to August. I hope we have a process that gives us the time for people to analyze the candidates.
Julia Gress, WNY News Now.
A new restaurant has officially opened in Jamestown Thursday, and they are filling a much-needed role in their community. Authentic Puerto Rican cuisine, El Moro is owned and operated by siblings Cara Medina and Jose Echeverria, who noticed a drought of a cultural food in the area. The pair opened their door to dozens following a ribbon-cutting ceremony.
We need a business like this in Jamestown. We need, our people, our community, the culture, they need that.
It's been great. Everything's been awesome. We've been steady, busy, and grateful. And we look forward to being here for a long time and keep serving the community with good food and great service.
El Moro is located at 845 East 2nd Street and is open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. until 8 p.m. And as WNY News Now continues, round 1 of the NFL draft is done. The highlights are coming up. And later, Congressman Reed's push to lower the cost of insulin. Stay with us as WNY News Now will be right back.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Whoa, Pre-Comic Book Day is almost here.
There's comic books for all ages.
Stop on down to Stockwell Comics at 214 Fairmount Avenue in Jamestown and pick up some free comics. From superheroes to science fiction, there are tons of options.
100% free. Just show up on May 7th starting at 11 a.m.
Chautauqua County is in dire need of child care providers, and we need your help. The Chautauqua Child Care Council is hosting several special webinars to help you enter the childcare industry. Setting up a childcare program is easier than you think. It could start in your home, caring for a few children, or grow into a large operation at a daycare center. If financials are a challenge, no worries. The New York State Office of Children and Family Services is offering a grant opportunity to help you get started.
Welcome to Honest John's Pizzeria, where you are the most important customer.
Everything from freshly made subs to the best of pizza and wings, Honest John's has it all.
And don't forget the ice cream!
Order online today or check out our 2 great locations with buffets ready for every appetite.
Don't I have the best job in the world?
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Round 1 of the NFL draft is in the book. The Pittsburgh Steelers may have found their next quarterback as well, while the Buffalo Bills went for defense. John Leidick and Giovanna Johnson are in Vegas with some reactions to local team picks.
While multiple teams making trades in the first round to move up to get talented wide receivers, it was the Pittsburgh Steelers standing pat in their position at 20th overall, still with the choice of who they could take at quarterback, and they got the guy right across the street in Kenny Pickett, now the new signal caller for the black and gold.
I mean, when you don't have to be aggressive in the draft to move up and get the guy that you want, he literally falls in your lap, and you know him very well. You know, he's been right next door for 4 years, and you got an opportunity to see him a lot, and then you get that guy to come into your locker room, and that outstanding player was a third runner-up for the Heisman, so you know he's capable of going out there and get it done, and I think they got the guy they wanted.
Meanwhile, the Buffalo Bills not standing pat at their 25th position, in fact, moving up 2 spots in a trade with the Ravens, giving up a 4th-round pick to go get their corner in Kyer Elam out of Florida.
I mean, you get a physical corner, a guy that's 6'1" in height, 195 pounds, really nasty, comes up and plays and tackles physically, and he can play press man-to-man. That's what makes him really talented, is that he's going to get down in your face and he's going to challenge you to do things. He has a lot of confidence in his ability, and most Florida corners do, and they have a track record of putting really good corners in the league.
To day 2 of the draft with rounds 2 and 3 right here from the NFL Draft in Las Vegas, Nevada. For Jovan Johnson, I'm John Leidick, reporting for Erie Sports Now.
Saturday is National Prescription Drug Take Back to nationwide, and there are several opportunities to properly dispose of expired or unused medications across Chautauqua County. From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., collection sites will be open at the old 5-Star Bank on Fairmount Avenue in Lakewood, Westfield Family Physicians, and the All-Star Ambulance Headquarters in Dunkirk. While liquids and things like needles will not be accepted, volunteers will be on hand to accept all types of prescription pills, and honestly, if you can't make it out this weekend, there are several Dropbox locations open all year. A full list of sites is posted online at preventionworks.us. A new cheese factory is coming to Cattaraugus County. Great Lakes Cheese broke ground on a new manufacturing and packaging plant in Franklinville and Farmersville. With a capital investment of more than $518 million, officials say that the project is the largest infrastructure investment in the company's history and the largest economic development project in the history of Cattaraugus County. The new plant will replace the existing facility in Cuba, New York, and will double the company's milk consumption to 1.42 billion pounds annually. Following construction in 2025, Great Lakes Cheese will retain 228 jobs in the region while adding an additional 215 employees. Congressman Tom Reed is pushing back on the Secretary of Health and Human Services, saying they're not doing enough to help lower the cost of insulin.
I'm a father of a type 1 diabetic, so insulin cost is very interesting to me. And the best you have in your proposal, in your testimony, to deal with costs is we will work to lower the cost of prescription drugs, such as by capping the cost of insulin at $35 per month. I interpret that as inaccurate. You're doing nothing to lower costs. I agree with my colleague from Texas, Mr. Doggett. All you're doing is capping the expense on who pays it, who is the patient, the recipient, like my son. The bottom line I have for you is that the best you got?
The Health and Human Services Secretary says they're unable to negotiate drug prices, including the price of insulin, because Congress restricts them from doing so. Congressman Reed says that the HHS security does not know the actual cost of manufacturing insulin and says to solve the root of this problem, he's encouraging Congress to pass his bipartisan bicameral bill to get transparency on the actual manufacturing cost. According to online data, the price for insulin has increasingly climbed over the years, now costing some hundreds of dollars. For weeks, we've been talking about gas prices and how they continue to climb. And today, congressional Democratic leaders announced plans they say will help drive the price of gas down. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent, Rachel Knapp, reports.
Gas prices are reaching some of the highest prices in recent years. According to AAA, the national average is around $4.14 per gallon. It's almost $1.25 more than what gas cost this time last year, impacting families and workers across the U.S. And they're stretching every penny at the pump.
Americans know that Russia's unprovoked, vicious, nasty, bitter invasion of Ukraine has contributed to higher prices at the pump. They know that COVID-related supply issues have caused shortages at a time when demand has skyrocketed. These conditions have put consumers over a barrel and make them vulnerable to market manipulation and price gouging.
Congressional Democratic leadership is pointing the finger at oil and gas companies for the price hike.
Big oil has profiteered in this, has exploited the marketplace.
They're looking to pass legislation they say will provide more transparency and oversight on oil and gas companies' energy price-setting practices.
Congress must do more to beef up the FTC's ability to crack down on potential gas price manipulation and price gouging.
Republicans have called on more domestic energy production to help ease the pain at the pump, but the Dems suggested the companies would rather use stock buyback purchases from these profits rather than produce more to lower prices.
Instead, they're helping their CEOs and their biggest wealthy shareholders. It's outrageous. It's time for the FTC to roll up its sleeves and drill down on what's going on at the big oil companies.
In Washington, D.C., Rachel Knapp reporting.
Rachel, thank you. Coming up, we meet a new furry friend in our Pet of the Week segment. But first, we return with a look at our full weather forecast when WNY News Now returns.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Celebrate the end of school and say hello to summer with a day of fun activities for children in the Jamestown area. Hosted by Collaborative Children's Solutions and the City of Jamestown. The first part of the day happens at the Northwest Arena as we ring in summer vacation with a party featuring snacks, music, and more. In addition, several groups will be on hand speaking with both kids and parents about the plethora of activities available to keep our youth occupied. Then later in the evening, finish out the home run day with a night of fun at the Tarp Skunk baseball game, along with a fireworks show at Russell Dietrich Jr. Park. As a PE teacher, I know the importance of keeping kids busy this summer, so stop on down on Friday, June 24th, as we celebrate the end of school and say hello to summer. You can learn more online at ccsolutions716.com and watch for updates on the Collaborative Children's Solutions Facebook page.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense Weather.
Welcome back, everybody. Wanted to talk about this very quickly about why it's been so sunny the past couple of days. Well, thank high pressure. When we have high pressure in control, high pressure is sinking air. So ultimately, when we have high pressure in control of our weather, the air dries out and leads to
lot of sunshine. Now, I wanted to talk about the temperatures throughout the month because, the temperatures have been going up and down a lot throughout the month. But notice on the map here, we have a lot of blue on the map. The blue days are days where the high temperature was below the average for that particular day. So when you combine all this together, the average temperature for the month is 42.3 degrees. That's almost 3 degrees below normal. And as we run right now, April 2022 would rank as the 16th coldest April on record. Lots of sunshine downtown from the HD News Now cam. We got 45 as a noon hour, but look at this dew point at 16. The air is very dry, so that is increasing a wildfire risk today. As a matter of fact, these are the current dew point numbers across the region. Dew point measures the moisture content in the air. The closer the dew point is to the air temperature, the more humid it is. But notice how we're into the teens across the southern tier. 17 in Randolph is the current dew point number. So that is increasing the wildfire risk for today because the air is so dry. So do remember, we do have that burn ban in effect until May 19th. So don't do any outdoor burning right now because the air is so dry. There's our area of high pressure in control right now. But this is going to be coming our way through the second half of the weekend. In fact, let's show it to you on Future Scan here, and you'll be able to see here that nothing through the day. The model is running, showing you nothing. It's going to be another empty sky today with lots of sunshine. Temperatures bump up a couple more degrees, mainly clear tonight, and temperatures do drop back below freezing again tonight through the inland southern tier. So if you are an early planner and you've already started planning, make sure you cover up those plants tonight. And then as we go into the later part of Saturday, we are going to see maybe some high clouds filtering in for Saturday. Then the next chance of rain comes on Sunday, and then this is going to be scattered rain, likely coming mainly in the afternoon hours on Sunday. So the day planner for tomorrow, we start around 31. Lots of sunshine takes us through. We should top out in the lower 60s. Now the next 7, powered by Ultimate Satellite Solutions. You can see we have a chance for a couple of thunderstorms later in the day. On Sunday, we keep those showers going into Monday. Look at Tuesday, up to 71 with a few storms, and showers will continue Wednesday and Thursday of next week with temperatures, Bronson, going back down below average.
Well, we don't like to see that. When will spring actually get here? Come on, Dakota.
Like I said, talk to me around early June.
All right. In an effort to help animals find their forever home, WNY News Now is partnering with the Chautauqua County Humane Society in a segment called Pet of the Week. Joining us today is Brian Papalea to talk more about this week's featured furry friend. How's it going today, Brian?
Good, Bronson.
I'm Dakota.
Yes, you are.
We have Callie here. Callie is in our cat colony at the Chautauqua County Humane Society. She is what we call a bit chonky in the industry. She's about 17 pounds, and she has 17 pounds of love, which I'm going to let her go. If that's okay. She just, when you go into the colony right now, there's probably in the neighborhood of 23, 24 cats in there. She's the first one to greet you, the longest one to love on you. And she just loves that attention.
Oh, I remember seeing her when I was down there Wednesday. Hi, what are you doing over here? Oh, you just love me, don't you?
She found a hole to get into.
Apparently.
Oh, do you need me to come get her?
What else can you tell me about her?
Well, she is about 4 years old, and she gets along with other cats for sure. As far as whether she would pair up well with the dog, a lot of that depends on the dog and depends on the introduction. So if your dog is tolerant and well-behaved around smaller critters, definitely worth a shot.
And what about kids?
Oh yeah, she would be great. Actually, if it's a younger family, she would be fantastic as a first pet because she's very gentle.
Well then, she's just walking around this desk here, just wanting to touch everything, aren't you? Hi. Anything else that you can tell us about, maybe not her, but all the cats down there?
Well, something that you can do to support the cats right now, our Pennies for Paws effort, which kicked off on February 12th, is wrapping up tomorrow. Also, you'll be able to meet Callie tomorrow at the Chautauqua Mall from noon to 3. She'll be there with some friends. We'll have 3 dogs. If you look on the website, you can see Banjo, Liliana, and Wizard will be there. And then she's going to have some kitty friends going from kind of kitten age range to, a little bit older.
Then we also heard of other fundraisers coming up, like Tomorrow there's supposed to be something else that's going on. I don't remember the name exactly.
Yeah, tomorrow's the wrap up for Pennies for Paws.
Yeah.
Yep, and we're trying to hit a goal of 2 million pennies, which is $20,000. And it's a hard one right now to know. It seems like we're doing well, but a lot of the change doesn't come in until next week. So we'll have a better feel next Friday for where we are.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for the Pet of the Week segment. Brian, thank you. And to learn more about Callie or other residents of the shelter, contact the Chautauqua County Humane Society at 716-665-2209 or visit chqhumane.org. Next, hear how an author's limited edition picture book is going to be doing good in the community, giving back to the two nonprofits.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
There's an old saying, there's no news in the newsroom. Well, it's true. The time I spend at the anchor desk is just part of my day. Most of our time is spent gathering stories in the community, stories that matter to you. We can't do it alone, and we need your help. When you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about, drop us a line on Facebook today, email our news desk, or call our newsroom at 488-7226 so we can bring those stories straight back to you.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer. She's on the honor roll. She's just not the type.
No way.
No way. No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Success of a new photography book was celebrated Thursday night in Jamestown, with those who penned the publication donating proceeds to two local charities. Alana Wingate is live in the studio in the newsroom with more. How's it going, Alana?
Hi, Bronson. Newly published illustrator Kathy Panbianco joined supporters for her book Holding Time at the Reg Lena Center for the Arts.
And a lot of the books are definitely local people and people I know, which is so heartwarming to me that people cared enough to do that. I think too, giving back some money to the community also helped.
The photographer says her inspiration came from a longtime family tradition.
So my dad took slides in the 1950s and 60s, and he used to drag these slides around to every holiday we had as a family, pull them out, and everybody would get around in their jammies and the popcorn and listen to stories about the families.
Using her iPhone, Panbianco snapped pictures of her father's slides lined up with modern-day scenes, allowing the past and present to come together.
I look at it more like fragments of time and memories. It's definitely a story, and if you see the book itself, the author, Irene, she took the my images and wove it together into some sort of a story. So it's like somebody looking back on their life.
The limited edition features only 500 copies, with proceeds benefiting the Chautauqua County Humane Society and the Infinity Visual and Performing Arts. Those interested in purchasing a copy of the book can learn more information online at KatherinePanbianco.com. Bronston, back to you.
Thing I noticed there, Alana, while going through this story, was what really stood out to you?
What really stood out to me was that she literally took something she grew up with, her dad's memories, her family memories, and brought it to this modern day time. I thought that was amazing because it shows a real appreciation for history and photography from before us.
Oh yeah. Even now, like the type of things that we deal with here, trying to decide what to do with the cameras or anything, she did this all on an iPhone, which is kind of amazing.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Well, that's all the time that we have for today. Let's get a final check at our news cam out there and what it looks like outside. And we'll catch you on next time when WNY News Now returns.